The riches are in the niches. We've probably all have heard this saying at one time or not, especially in the business realm. But what the heck does this even mean? How the heck do you niche down? That is what I'm going to dive into and cover in today's episode. Let's go. Hey everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to the Handmade and Beyond podcast. I am your host, LL. Glad to be back hanging out with you guys, talking about business, e-commerce, Etsy, all those things. And today I have a really good episode for you guys. I'm going to dive in and talk about niching down, niching down, however you want to say it, and talk about different ways that you guys can do that and give you some actual real life examples to be able to do that, because really the saying, as cliche as it is really true, because a lot of people in their businesses are just too broad. You're too broad spectrum. You're thinking too broadly. You gotta niche down, bring things in, because the reason you want to do that is because you have to target better. You have to target an audience better. You can't try to market to everybody. You have to dial things back and try to market to a specific group of people. So that's why niching down is very important. So I'm going to go through some actionable steps and examples that you guys can use in your own business to do this. So the first step of this is thinking about, what is your niche? So usually this is, and if you tell me you don't know what your niche is, we got a far bigger problem. You need to at least have a niche to get this to work, to get momentum and to get traction. If you don't, you need to take a step back and figure out what it is. But usually it comes down to, your niche is usually a subject matter or an item. So for example, maybe you sell baby stuff. Well, that is technically an item. Baby stuff can be a number of things: clothes, accessories. So that is an item. Or maybe your niche is funny sayings. Maybe that's what you want to do, stuff with funny sayings. Well, that is the subject matter, but that's not the item yet. So those are the two things. So the thing that you have to think about with those two things, is it an item or is it a subject matter? The next part of this is, how can you niche that down by being more specific? So usually you need to add a subject matter to an item and kind of pair the two together, so it makes a little bit more sense and kind of niches things down. So for example, with baby stuff, what kind of stuff are you going to sell for the baby stuff market? So maybe you're going to sell clothes, maybe you're going to sell shirts. All right, so now you have the actual item kind of niche down. What designs are you going to put on the baby stuff? What is going to be the subject matter that you're going to put and pair with the item? Maybe it's going to be funny sayings. Maybe it's going to be animal prints. There's a number of things that you can do as far as designs and subject matter for your baby stuff. Another example is with the funny sayings, which is your subject matter. What items are you gonna have to showcase those funny sayings? Are you gonna do cups? Are you gonna do shirts? Are you gonna do wall art? Are you gonna do mugs? So that's what you have to figure out with that. Once you have your subject matter paired with your item, you're ready to go. You can move on to the next step. And the next step is, because you're still, like I said, you're still way too broad. Just offering baby shirts with animal prints on it is still far too broad. You gotta dial it in, refine it in, put that scope on your audience. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna peel back the onion, and another layer. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper, and I'm gonna use the same example so we're kind of on the same page here. So with baby stuff, we're gonna put that on wall art, which is the item. And then baby wall art, which is the item, we're going to put animal prints on it, which is the subject matter. And then we're going to take it the next step deeper, and we're going to do baby wall art with safari animal prints, like giraffes, elephants, whatever the safari animals are. So that is that next step, that next layer deeper, which is also niching down. Using the other example with funny sayings, which is the subject matter, We're going to now do funny sayings on shirts, which is the item. We paired it together. And then we're going to take it that layer deeper, and we're going to do funny sayings on shirts that are all about wine, which is that deeper layer. So now we're getting somewhere. Now we're really starting to niche down and hone in on that specialized target audience, which is oh so important with getting more sales and traffic. So keep in mind, the more specific your audience is, the higher probability of them buying because they're finding exactly what they want. Etsy's algorithm really likes this. And of course, you're going to like it as well if you're starting to get sales, starting to get more traffic. That's what's really important. Real quick, before we get back into the next steps of this process, I do have a new Etsy Sales Accelerator guide that I made just for you guys. You can learn 10 ways to accelerate your Etsy growth. Always want to give you free and good stuff to help you with your business. You guys can get that at handmadeandbeyond.com/accelerate. Get it, download it, read it, and most importantly, take action on it. All right, back to the episode here. So the next part of this that I want to talk about is, can you go even deeper with niching down? Which, hint, hint, you can, but this is going to be kind of real good stuff for you guys to think in terms of taking things even to the next step, the next layer, which will really hone in your target audience. So let's go back to the examples that we used before. So the first one is baby stuff on wall art, item. Baby wall art are animal prints, subject matter. Baby wall art with safari animal prints, giraffes, elephants, etc. Deeper level, deeper layer. Now we're going to take it one step further. Baby wall art with safari animal prints, playing with toys or playing sports. Extra deep, right? Extra specific. So that's the way that you can take that to the next level. The other example, funny sayings, subject matter. Funny sayings on shirts, item. Funny sayings on shirts that are all about wine, deeper layer. Now the extra layer here. Funny sayings on shirts that are all about wine that have a cute woman graphic drinking wine. So you're going to add in that graphic of the woman drinking the wine to kind of really drive that point home. Extra deep layer. So you see how you can kind of continue to take things to the next level, which continues to refine your target audience. So that's niching down. But that's not the only key to this. There's some other stuff that you can kind of do with this, which really makes this pretty cool. So the next important part of this is building out product lines that capitalize on that niche. Why do you do this? Well, one item in one sub niche is not enough to get the algorithm to send you traffic. Why is that? I feel like I'm a little kid, doing the why thing. You need multiple products to show the algorithm that you're the place to go for that subject matter, that item. So one product, here's a good example for you. If you have one product with that item and subject matter on it, and the listing's set up good, it's ranking good, you're using high quality keywords, and there's another shop and they have the similar product ranked the same as yours, set up the same as yours, similarly to yours, but they also have 20 other products that are related or similar to that product. And all is equal except for that. Which one do you think? So a customer's coming to the search bar, they're typing it in. Which one do you think the algorithm is going to choose? It can only choose one to show that customer in the search bar. They are going to choose to show that person that one that has the 20 other similar products with it. So that one that has the product line with it. Why is that? Well, because if that customer doesn't like or isn't sold on that one product, they have 20 other products to choose from. Whereas with your product, if they're like, I don't really want it, they're going to move on and either leave Etsy or find another shop. And Etsy is not taking any chances. They don't want that person to leave. They want to give that person the best chance of success for them, which is them buying something within the Etsy platform, whether it's from you, whether it's from another shop. So that's the main algorithm's goal in life, is to get that person to buy. Doesn't matter if it's from you or someone else, they need to get them to buy. So we're going to help the algorithm get them to buy from us as opposed to the other shop. And the way that you do that is by building out, multiple products in a product line, so that they can basically be sent to you and hopefully then buy from you. So here's an example. If you do this safari animals playing sports on the art or whatever, you can do. You can build that out to your product line where you can do elephants playing soccer, giraffes playing soccer, rhinos playing football. Tons of possibilities there to kind of build out your product line, all related to the item and subject matter in your niche that we already went through. So now here's another bonus niche tactic for you guys that gets things really, really interesting. Once you go that extra layer deep, you can pivot slightly to kind of test the market and see what might sell better and also give you additional products to build out your store. More products is always a good thing because it's giving the algorithm more data, more keywords, more potential audience reach. So think in terms of kind of different lenses and looking through the different lenses in a slightly different way, how you can expand on what you're doing. Here's an example. So if you have the baby, you have the baby art with giraffes playing soccer, you can pivot slightly instead of the animals playing sports, pivot to them playing, maybe they're playing with each other. Maybe they're playing in a water scene. Maybe they're playing in different places, playground. So there's lots of different options for you to kind of reset that scene, which may appeal in slightly better ways to your audience, and it may cause more purchases. So that's one way to do it. With the funny wine shirt example, you can kind of pivot to pictures of the girl drinking white wine versus red wine. You can pivot to maybe she's in different positions, jumping, crouched over. It matches with the saying instead of it's just one random picture. Maybe it matches and pairs with the saying a little bit better, which again may appeal and drive that funny saying home. So the last tip I have for you, now that you have kind of the lens pivot tip, the last tip I have for you is crossover. So this is also really cool. If you do find some of these ideas are starting to sell, you may consider a crossover from subject matter to different items. Again, this is another powerful tactic that can help really increase your revenue in your shop. So maybe you do funny wine sayings, or you find out some of them are selling good on shirts. Maybe you want to offer them on cups, maybe sweatshirts, art, for the living room. Maybe your safari animal designs are doing good on art, so then you offer them on shirts, on pants, on hats, on bibs. Lots of options there to really capitalize on what is already starting to do well. And kind of along the same lines, another bonus pro tip here for you, lots of tips in this episode, is you could offer these items as accessories to increase your revenue per customer. So if you have safari animal prints, that's doing well, maybe you can offer it as an accessory. Maybe you have it on pants. Maybe you offer it on a hat. Maybe you offer it on a shirt. Maybe you offer it on a bibs that match. And you can kind of link to those in your descriptions. You could use backlinks to link to them and increase that, or you could sell it as a set, increase your revenue per customer. Funny wine sayings on, maybe you offer that on a shirt that's doing well. Maybe you offer on a matching koozie, of course, or a matching wine mug. Of course, that makes sense. You could offer that as an accessory, use it as a backlink, or do it as kind of a bundle and increase your revenue per customer. So, that was a lot. We went kind of deep today, but I hope that helps you niche down. You may need to go back and listen to this, but that's the different steps that you need to go through to get to a place where you can really start to hone in on your target audience and really start to increase your chances that the people that are finding those listings are going to buy, because you're marketing more specifically and not as broad, which is really the key. But sometimes it's harder to do. You don't really think in terms of that way, but also niching down helps you kind of align your vision so you're not going all over the place. The biggest struggle, and I've talked about this a lot, biggest struggle that shops have, and the reason they don't get momentum is because they're not niching down enough and they're not thinking about their target audience enough. So this should hopefully get you thinking on those terms and help you get the momentum that you're kind of missing out on. But that is it for this episode. Make sure you guys download that Accelerator guide, the 10 ways to accelerate your Etsy growth at handmadeandbeyond.com/accelerate. That is it for today. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll be back soon with another really good episode for you guys.